Give me your business badge. You ambush me, you're gonna be arrested. You can't be conducting racial attacks. Okay, you ambush me, you don't give me your business badge. So they turn America into something else. They are ambushing me. They took my home 16 years ago. Killed every gunner that was helping with my quarters. And they keep trying to make me look like I'm crazy. And the court already told them they can't be ambushing people. So I'm a Nigerian. They've been sending black Americans to insult me. They say, cool. You know, anyway, they see me. My mother also was framed as crazy. They killed her in a mental ward. So they're turning to a racist attack, telling black Americans and everybody to be attacking Africans. I'm a Nigerian, and this is illegal. Manhattan Federal Court have to step in. You know, I pay my subway fare. A lot of Americans don't even pay nothing. You know, and told me I can't have luggage. I'm like, excuse me, when did your slavery start again? You know, I said, you know, we just want to check you medically. I'm like, excuse me? You know? So they said they used to do this during after slavery ended to the black Americans. They would frame them. There was the Tuskegee experiment. They would misdiagnose them on purpose and shut the womb of their women. Said their women have syphilis, and the women would have syphilis, and they would plant surgery in their stomach to shut down their womb. So they're continuing with their Tuskegee experiment, misdiagnosing people as crazy. That Eric Garner, he saw me like this 12 years ago, and he said he was going to help me. The police had just taken my home, kicked my mother out of a basement apartment. You know, and I was talking to people that, look, I'm suing the police. The case number is 13CV5052, and that Eric Garner told me he was going to help me. And within weeks, they went and shot him dead. You know, and they make sure that I couldn't testify, you know, and they did the case behind my back, and they lost the case on purpose. So they arrested me, don't let me ride the train, without telling me I can't have luggage. They said we Africans, we have bed bugs. So FIFA canceled this World Cup. Some people have been telling me you're going to be killed soon, we're going to ambush you and kill you, and claim it's an accident. That's an attempted assassination. I'm on the 3 train. So in case I get killed, find those police officers. They're part of an NYPD gang. They've been threatening, saying you're not going to get nothing in America, we're going to kill you, and claim it's an accident. That it was a mistake, you know, things got out of control. So those people were trying to assassinate me. I didn't bother them. I came on the train on Quad Street. I was sleeping earlier on the chair on Quad Street, and I was listening to ABC radio, and that ABC radio, they were saying something suspicious. You know, they were talking about, I believe it's the Anthony Cumia show. It started around 8 p.m., you know, and, you know, all day long on that WABC radio, they've been saying suspicious things, you know, because I also criticize Trump. And Trump is friends with the owner of WABC radio. You know, because there's just so much corruption going on in America. I also used to go to Trump Hotel called Trump Casino in New Jersey. And in 2011, I won money, they didn't pay me the money. Obama was president, Trump was duping people in his casino in New Jersey. So I went there and they saw me with the police, like, said, you have to leave our casino. I was actually in the bathroom. I said, I'm a customer. Why are you following with the police everywhere? This was 2011. In New Jersey, they brought the New Jersey police. I was in a casino like this. So as a Nigerian, I was born a male, I'm trying to become a woman. All they do is follow me with the police. Killed my friend Eric Garner. I wasn't bothering these fools. So they're monitoring me because I'm an immigrant. And also the immigration has arrested me in the past. My mother brought me here with a green card. And they were like, you know, she couldn't bring me here because green card holders aren't allowed to bring children. But apparently they have a different rule for Europeans, unless you're white. The only people that are allowed to bring children here if you have a green card is the European green card holders. My mother was a Nigerian, so they have this racial law that Nigerian kids are not allowed here. They have to arrest us. I'm like, what in the racism is that? That, you know, you're practicing an apartheid society where the white Europeans are the only ones that can bring children here. My mother has a green card, and they told my mother she shouldn't have brought me. I'm so sorry, the train is so loud. They're using whole trains, I heard in other parts of the world they have newer trains that's not this loud. So I'm not crazy, I'm just screaming because they use old trains and the trains be shaking and everything, you know. So I always chain lock my stuff. Their trains are unsafe. The trains here in New York are unsafe. They use old trains. This MTA is a dupe. They wash. They charge one of the highest. Train fare in the world. The MTA. But all they give people is old trains. I heard there's modern trains in the world now that you wouldn't even hear the train moving, and the train doesn't. This one shakes. So I guess they're afraid they will just want to use me as their scapegoat. Their train is always shaking. So I guess they're afraid the train, my luggage is going to fall and people are going to trip over my luggage. I'm going to sue them. No, it's not my fault that you're using old trains that shake, you know, and it's only me that bother. You know, they saw this guy, I'm so sorry, so I don't mean to focus on you. He has his bag on a chair. But they don't really mess with the black Americans anymore. They find it easier to mess with Africans. Because this Trump called African country shithole country. You know, so since my mother brought me here, it's been one shit to another shit. You know, Clinton was president when my mother brought me here, and they told me they have a different rules for Europeans. Only European green card holders can bring children here. My mother being a Nigerian green card holder, she can't bring a child here. So they put me in immigration prison. You know, my mother spent $30,000 to finally get me out of the prison. Give me, you know, the case lasted 8 years. And as soon as I came out of prison, I was staying with my mother on Staten Island. Then the police on Staten Island came and put me and my mother out of our apartment. Saying they don't allow people in basement apartment. But they're just misapplying their law. Even though the Supreme Court here, United States Supreme Court says police can't kick you out of an apartment without going to court. This is the court order. So they didn't follow the law. And they booted me and my mother out of our apartment 16 years ago. I've been on the street ever since. So 12 years ago, I met Eric Garner. I was talking like this. And it was like, he heard what I was talking about. And it's like, he's so sorry. He said, it's going to help me. That doesn't sound right. That the police cannot kick you out. He said, are you sure it's the police? I said, yes, the NYPD. He said, are you sure they're not the sheriff's office? He said, no, because they do have a sheriff, marshal. I said, it's not sheriff marshal. There was no court case. They just came and booted me and my mother out of the basement apartment. Said, I'm going to go to court with you and explain to the judge. And so when they saw this guy, Eric Garner, was going to go to court with me, within a couple of weeks, they went and surrounded him, called him crazy, choked him dead. I required Eric Garner. So these are murderers, and they got away with Eric Garner killing people much. I was the #1 witness. They never produced me in court. So these are murderers, and they're surrounding me with their nerves, say I look crazy. I'm like, excuse you? You're not supposed to be diagnosing people on the train. A nurse is not a doctor. And they didn't even show me the nurse. They hit the nurse. So they are, you know, someone is giving them my information because the train was moving. How do you know if I look crazy or not? I was sitting down. I wasn't bothering nobody. Even this guy has his bag on the chair. So they're using provocation and assassination. And even this Trump issued a threat over the weekend. He said if anybody is planning to hurt Americans, we're going to kill them. So this Trump is issuing death threats and is allowing his racist police to target me over the weekend. You know, and that's not right. You have no right to try to assassinate me. I need to have my day in court. They said they used to kill the black Americans like this, from Martin Luther King to Malcolm X, assassinate them. So Trump issued a threat over the weekend. Manhattan Federal Court, please take up my case. This Trump is going out of control. He issued a threat on his Truth Social. It's informing the world that if anybody plans to hurt any Americans, so we're going to assassinate them. You know, I'm not planning to hurt anybody. I'm a Christian, but I do want to take this car police to court. And they can't threaten me with assassination. You know, so that they jumping me and refuse to follow the law. I ask for their business card, they won't give me their business card. So they need to be, you know, so Manhattan Federal Court and anybody watching my video, please donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. They're ambushing me in the toilet, ambushing me everywhere. Last year they came and arrested me in the toilet. Somebody said I stole something and I'm hiding in the toilet. And they beat me up. They tell me they wanted to get me psychiatric help. I'm like, excuse you? So they said they used to do this to black Americans, you know. And last year also, the Long Island Railroad September 9 last year, I came here to use the bathroom, and they surrounded me with the police at Long Island Railroad. They said they could I was smelling bad while I was using the bathroom. And they surrounded me with the police. I have to go. People are complaining that I had a bad odor. You know. And they did that to me on September 9. September 9 was the day they took my home on Staten Island. And Eric Garner was trying to help me. They took Eric Garner dead. So they said the Long Island Railroad, they're on strike right now. They said, this is Penn Station, goes to the Long Island Railroad. So they said they want Trump to approve extra money for them. So it's like they put a bounty on my head. They said only Trump has the power to approve special benefits for the Long Island Railroad. And this Trump, he wants me dead because I have information against him. They used to dupe people at his hotel in 2011. When you win money at the casino, Trump Casino in Atlantic City, you know, they won't pay the money. So this Trump has been saying he wants people dead that they may hurt Americans. So this police, I believe they are MAGA police. They came to provoke me, and you know, and the situation could have gotten out of hand. The situation could have gotten out of hand, you know, if not for the white female nurse that was apologizing, said we don't really mean any trouble, we just want to test if you're crazy. I was sitting by myself, how can you diagnose someone as crazy? I wasn't bothering you. You're not a doctor, you say call yourself a nurse. So if not for that white nurse, I say, no, it's okay, we just want to test if you're crazy. So what gives them the right to be testing people if they're crazy? So that they're framing, they said they always regard blacks as crazy in this country. Even Michael Jackson's father was saying that. So when they were calling his son Wacko Jacko, no one knew they were going to kill him. And when he got the phone call that his son is dead, his son was acting crazy, injecting medication, he asked them, hold up. How did the son get that medication proper for? They say he hired a doctor. So why would a doctor bring a strong sedative home? A strong sedative that causes a heart attack. So that's why his father said they have to arrest the doctor. And they accidentally went and arrested the doctor. I think the doctor's out of prison. They found him on a very lesser degree. I think they found him guilty of manslaughter or recklessness. But within 2 or 3 years, the doctor's now out of prison. And it's because that Michael Jackson is so popular around the world. They killed my mother like that, misdiagnosed as crazy, locked her up. I'm still trying to get justice for her since 2015. And they wouldn't help me. Even though they were tapping my phone, because I had an immigration case, and they were listening as my mother was telling me over the phone, that they were abusing her in Bellevue Hospital. They were trying to misdiagnose as crazy. My mother went to Bellevue Hospital in 2015 to treat a heart disease. And their affairs and everything was listening. Our own daughters joined in. As we were suing the police, my mother said somebody would introduce our daughters to drugs. Our daughters were born here in America, Bolanley and Flora. I said, our daughters are using drugs. And they told my mother to come and stay with them in Pennsylvania. When she got there, she noticed the daughters were trying to kill her. One of the daughters put her in the back seat of the car and tried to jump the car. So apparently, some of their law enforcement told my mother's daughters to kill my mother and inherit any money, And my mother was telling me, so my mother left New York. I was the only one left in New York because the police took her home, and the daughters told her to come to stay temporarily in Pennsylvania. So as soon as my mother got to Pennsylvania, she was telling me her daughters are hooked on drugs, somebody introduced them to drugs, and they were trying to kill. I didn't even understand what was going on. So my mother was saying it seemed the daughter was poisoning my mother with like synthetic marijuana, putting in my mother's food, or counterfeit poison. My mother, since she got to Pennsylvania, she's been having heart attack symptoms. Her heart has been racing like boom, 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 boom. So my mother flew back to New York to go to Bellevue Hospital. All of a sudden, the daughter showed up in the hospital. My mother didn't tell the daughters what hospital she was in. My mother was like, how did the daughters know what hospital she's in? Like this police, how they were able to find me, even though I didn't call them. So they are watching. Since I sued the NYPD, they've been watching me. Eric Garner was helping me. They went and found him choking dead. My mother also, they told the daughters what hospital she was in. My mother didn't tell those daughters what hospital. And the daughters went to the hospital and was jumping my mother, told the hospital to lock my mother up. So my mother speaks with a Nigerian accent. So the hospital and the daughters framed my mother as crazy. We're locking her up in the mental ward. And that's how my mother died. So my mother was killed May 20th. So every May, because my mother was killed in the mental ward, they always threaten me with psychiatric nurses every May. This is how they allow me to remember my mother. So we're going to traumatize you and kill you. So this is an abuse of my mother's corpse. My mother was killed to keep me remembering my mother. So we're going to get you to commit suicide. So every May, they always scare me with psychiatric hospital. Yeah, sorry. I need to get it. You know, so this train service out of control. They said this Trump. I need to get out, please. I need to get out. I need to get out. Can you let me out? Can you let me out, please? Oh my goodness. See, I was talking so much. I need to get out, please. I need to get out. So see, they started panicking me. Oh my god. Let me get out. Let me get out. Let me get out. Let me get out, please. They started panic. Now the whole, they need to Chinese people with terror. They're causing a stampede because normally I should have been prepared to get out. Because people here don't hello, let me get out. So those ones, they make me afraid. And they were about to cause a stampede. They were about to cause a stampede. See? They're scaring the black customer. They got another one. You know? So they're scaring me on purpose. Knowing the train has a lot of people. 8 million people ride the train every day. And if you're getting me angry, I have my hands full of luggages. I could fall on my luggage, everybody could fall on top of me. So they need to arrest me for terror. You know, all their lawyers refuse to help me. So please donate to my cash app so I can rent a hotel and type my court papers. The situation's out of control. They said they're going to arrest me anywhere. I was just in the Tiger store today and they went and parked an ambulance from the Tiger store. I normally go there to get my diarrhea medicine. You know, and the store workers were making fun of me. Some of the black American store workers would try to meet me anytime I'm shopping at Tiger store. You know, the police was already waiting for me as soon as I got on the train. Headed towards Tiger store on Flatbush Avenue last stop on the 2 train. You know, I normally go to get my diarrhea medicine to buy water. You know, and I noticed near the Tiger store, the police went and parked a medical ambulance. You know, and I was recording everything. Because I said they always try. Some people have been telling me, you know, any bathroom I use, because the Tiger store have a bathroom. They say any bathroom I use, the workers are going to go and lie and say they could smell me doing drugs in the bathroom, and the police will come and kill me in the bathroom. So I was recording on my, as I was going to the Tiger store, I was recording on my Facebook Live that in case I'm killed in the bathroom, you know, this is what they're threatening me with everywhere I go. They said they're not going to let me use the bathroom. They're going to get me to soil my pants. And if I dare use the bathroom, I'm going to be killed. They said they never used to let blacks use the bathroom. You know, during slavery, they have to shit outside while they're working. So they put them in very dirty conditions. The Africans that was enslaved, you know, 500 years ago. So we're going to do the same thing too. So FIFA, they're carrying out slavery of Africans here, and they're threatening me. And so I sat on a chair near the library across the street from the Brooklyn Federal Court. They don't like me being in that area where the federal court is. They have a chair there, but they only want whites there. They said they're going to kill me and go back to that court. That's the court I normally use to sue. So that's the court that has jurisdiction over my case. They said, and I normally sit across the street from Cadman Plaza, Brooklyn Federal Court, to beg for money. So they're afraid that in the future, they said they're going to kill me and have my mother's daughters inherit all my money. And they don't want there to be any controversy. They don't want there to be any lawsuit. So that's why they're trying to scare me from the Brooklyn Federal Court, because they're afraid if they kill me, eventually if they kill me, they want to diagnose me as crazy and kill me. But they're afraid people around that area would claim, you know, I used to come and beg for money, and those people will start lying that I was very violent also. Just like the way the police killed me, that I used to, you know, force people to give me money. Like the police, you know, had to kill me because I'm violent, so I was violent, and they want all the money they give me back. So I was always scaring them. You know, so they don't want any such controversies, so that's why they're trying to scare me away from that area. You know, and they said they're going to, you know, so that that's why they want to, anytime I go to that area, there's a library, so I always keep going there. When I'm leaving the library, they will attack me with their police or with their gang to scare me, to warn me not to come back. So I just left the library, you know, and their police came and accosted me. The library closed at 5. I was too tired when the library closed, so I went and sat in front of the library, which is across the street from the Brooklyn Federal Court. So anytime I go to the library and I was reading newspapers, anytime I read the newspaper, I was taking pictures. I took a lot of pictures from the newspaper I was reading. I found a lot of information, especially they said Trump is deporting some people to Congo, some Colombians is deporting them to Africa, and as a lawyer that's helping them,
Please don't bump into me, please. You know, I should have been out of here. You know, but as you can see, those people stampede me, and as I'm recording, you know, so they're creating a stampede because sometimes you know, see. Now, you know, I'm holding my phone in one hand. I can't hold my luggage. You know, so those police that scared me, and they're inciting panic, they're inciting riots. They said they're going to kill me, and this could cause a riot. But they say sometimes when you're killed like that, you don't make such much, and they don't seem to care. You know, see, they're going to use my mother's daughter to frame me as crazy. But they see my mother's daughter as compromised. They frame my mother up as crazy. I'm the only one that has, you know, I'm the only one that has all the evidence that my mother wasn't crazy. She was aware of the plan to kill her. Address were trying to kill her. That address of moving with a narcotic gang and they were trying to kill her. Also, she was telling me everything over the phone. And the FBI was listening in because, you know, I used to have an immigration case. I say if you ever had an immigration case, the FBI will be listening in. You know, on your phone forever and ever, even though my case ended and I was able to get my green card. It took 8 years for my case to end. They arrested me in 2000 and my case ended in 2008. My mother spent like $30,000. But I said, once you've ever been arrested, you know, so I'm just trying to move all my stuff out of the way. So people who don't bump into my stuff because I need to finish this recording, you know, so they're creating a stampede and they're supposed to give me their business card so I could identify all of them. But so they didn't give me their business card. So they're covering up, you know, so please donate to my Cash App NYC Homeless, you know, so I could go to court, you know, see they're surrounding me again with the police. So being black, it's not a crime. They're surrounding me with their police every step of the way. They're criminalizing the black lives. They say they're going to kill me for the summer. Every summer, they always kill a black person. They said, you know, I'm going to be the one they're going to kill this summer. You know, so FIFA canceled this World Cup. The police are surrounding Africans like me. You know, so cancel this World Cup and, you know, and I said, another Nigerian said they locked him up in a psychiatric hospital wrongfully. He was homeless. They locked my mother up in a psychiatric hospital, killed her. You know, they locked me up also. They almost killed me in a psychiatric hospital. So they're locking us Africans up. When I arrived from Nigeria in 2000, you know, I was born a male, you know, and the immigration will pick up, a lot of the African males, they'll pick us up and they'll tell us to spread our legs. They'll be looking at our penis. You know, they'll be saying, why do you look at your penis in case you're hiding a bomb in your penis? You know, so they specialize in sexually abusing African males. You know, and a lot of the African males, they were degrading them like that. And the immigration lawyers were making sure the African Nigerians were being deported. You know, my mother also asked, the free lawyers wouldn't happen. And they have free lawyers that the government pays. But they said we don't do African cases, we're so sorry. We only do South American. You know, so a lot of the Africans will pay money to lawyers and the lawyers will mess up my case. A lot of the African males got deported. Even my mother paid like 30,000 to lawyers. A lot of the lawyers were trying to mess up my case. They will show up in court. You know, so they just, you know, extorting us Africans like crazy. And said right now, they said Nigerians can't get their green card. Can't get green card here. The green card my mother gave to me, the police arrested me and stole it from me. I said, no, a Nigerian can't get a green card here right now. You know, Trump issued a travel ban on Nigeria. You know, they said they've stopped processing and reissuing green cards for Nigerians since last year under the new travel ban. And the police arrested me in 2019, locked me up in the mental ward, and stole all my luggages. You know, and my green card was in there. I had $1,000 in there because I used to pay for money. You know, so I can't go back to work. They said, you know, so my mother was killed May 2015. Today is May 17, 2026, Sunday. You know, so my mother was a Christian, and you know, there was a Nigerian pastor that put on YouTube. My mother used to go to that church in Nigeria. You know, Prophet Joshua. It was saying that only good things will happen in that 2015. So it will be good news after good news. You know, he said God told him that whatever you want, do it early in the morning, it will be successful. So my mother's daughter went and killed my mother early in the morning. You know, so every Sunday they always try to attack me like this. You know, so they you know. So since my mother's daughter's killed in May, and they are hoping they can also kill me in May. So since early morning they've been attacking me, and today every Sunday they attack me all day long. It's like they are invoking voodoo, their own voodoo against the Christian church. So the Nigerian pastor in 2015 said only good things will happen. Pastor Joshua said, whatever you want to do, that 2015 is a good year. So whatever you've been trying to achieve, so go and do it in that 2015. So my mother told me her daughters have been trying to kill her for a long time. My mother won money. She's from Nigeria. She used to live in Brooklyn, and there was lead paint in her apartment. So she sued the landlord, won money, and left the money in the bank account, $100,000, went back to Nigeria in 1988. When she came back to America, the daughters had stolen the money from my mother's bank account. And since my mother came back to America in 1998, the daughters have been trying to kill her because they don't want my mother to get them arrested and get her money back. So my mother said that because of that, daughters have been trying to kill her for a long time. So when the Nigerian pastor said in 2015, Pastor Joshua said God told him 2015 is a special year. Whatever you've been wanting to do and you've not been successful, said do it in that 2015 to be successful. So our daughters found out and they killed my mother in 2015. You know, framed up as crazy, poisoned her food with like synthetic marijuana. So my mother started having heart attack symptoms. So my mother fled Pennsylvania to come back to New York, and she admitted herself at Bellevue. She didn't tell the daughters what hospital she was in. All of a sudden, my mother didn't know who told her daughters what hospital she was in. Our daughters came to that hospital. My mother's daughters speak with an American accent. They were born here in New York. My mother speaks with a Nigerian accent. And they were framing my mother up as crazy. They say it's so easy to frame a foreigner as crazy. Even Little Kim was making fun of Drake and Nicki Minaj. Drake was born in Canada. Nicki Minaj was born in Trinidad. Said they both sound crazy when they speak English. Said their accents sound crazy. Even a black American TV host, Wendy Williams, said a British model, Jamaican model, said she sounds crazy when she speaks English. Naomi Campbell. You know, Wendy Williams, a black American, was saying that. So that there's some Americans that believe we foreigners will sound crazy when we speak English. And they will frame us as crazy, and also, you know, it's very hard for us to really express ourselves because the English in America is different. So they always, you know, so they believe even the court, the judge won't be able to understand your accent, and if they abuse, even if you survive, the court wouldn't help you because you have an accent. So, you know, so because I have a foreign accent, so they always try to attack me every Sunday, hoping the way my mother's daughter was able to kill her, you know, even though that prophet said whatever you want to achieve, do it. 2015 is going to be successful. And my mother's daughters killed my mother in 2015 and were able to kill her. My mother said they've been trying to kill her for a long time since she returned back from Nigeria in 1998 and saw the daughters had already stolen the money in her bank account for the signature. So the daughters have been trying to jump her and kill her. So my mother escaped from Pennsylvania in 19. I saw she arrived from Nigeria. So they've already stolen her money, $100,000 from Amateur Savings Bank, the federal savings bank. You know, so my mother fled from Pennsylvania and came to New York, was in a shelter, and from there she was able to get an apartment. So and we were staying here in New York. Me and my mother were staying here in New York until 2010 when the police came and removed us from the basement apartment. Said they don't allow people to stay in basement apartment in America. You know, which I regard told me, you know, the police cannot evict you without a court order, and they didn't get a court order. You know, so every Sunday they try to attack me to make fun of the Christian God, and you know, and they